Hey guys, what's going on? This is Fishing Indiana again with my second tool time video. Today we're going to be talking about the Harbor Freight 3/8 drive 21 piece high visibility set. Now this was one of the first sets that I actually bought when I first started buying my own tools after my first year of vocational school in high school. And you can pick this set up for $22.99 at Harbor Freight. The reason I got this instead of buying everything separately was you can get the sockets and the ratchet for cheaper than if you were to buy them all separately. The one downside to that being, of course, at least in my opinion, is these are all 12-point sockets. Now, I do have a vendetta against 12-point sockets. Every time I've rounded a bolt off, it seems like it's been using a 12-point socket. I understand that there are certain cars coming out now where you have to have 12-point sockets to use to do head jobs on them, but at least in my applications, I don't really see a purpose for 12-point, at least at this point in my automotive career. The set does come with this. When it's on this shelf, it comes with everything's on this, and what's nice is this actually is a very nice storage rack. So I did eventually go and get the Harbor Freight socket rails, but until I did, this was my socket rail. And as you can see, I took a silver Sharpie, and so that way I didn't have to fight to see what size it was. I labeled every single size. The standard size goes from 5/16 to 7/8, and then the metric is 22 to 10. It does skip 18, and I have gone out and I purchased a Craftsman socket and filled in that gap. The ratchet, to my knowledge, this is the only way to get a Harbor Freight ratchet that has the metal exposed with the quick release. Now you can get the polymer ratchets that have the plastic coating on the outside of them that have the quick release, but as far as the bare metal comfort grip with quick release, this set and other sets like it are the only way to get that quick release function. The ratchet is 72 tooth. It is a very fine tooth ratchet. As many of you are already aware, Harbor Freight ratchets, everything is reverse of normal. So left is your tighten, and right is loosen. Some people, that's really hard to get over. It is kind of difficult. You find yourself checking it more often than not. Another gripe of mine is on this ratchet. Say you're running in something and you're up here running it in, rather than being out here, or you're loosening it, whatever. I find myself more often than not accidentally running my finger into the selector switch, and it does have a pretty pronounced neutral state where it just free spins. The only way I could find to partially fix that is get a T8 Torx bit and tighten that bolt right there, and it makes it a little bit stiffer, or not so much stiffer, it just makes it not kind of get stuck in that neutral position. As for the sockets, they are, I see no issues with the sockets other than the fact that they are a 12-point socket. Let's get one of the bigger sizes here. So here's the 22 millimeter Pittsburgh Pro. I really don't see any issues with these. I see these being on par with Stanley and Craftsman. Country of origin on this set is, let's see, these are made in Taiwan, so these are Taiwanese tools. So, and I've actually found that more often than not, Harbor Freight tools aren't made in China. these are made in Taiwan. I know that the wrench set I have is actually made in India. So, but these are pretty good sockets for being 12 point. One of the gripes I have with Harbor Freight is you can't buy short well. Apart from your 1/4 inch sets, you can't buy short well 6-point sockets just kind of on their own rail. You have to get them in their bigger sets, and that's a pretty big gripe of mine, because like I said, I really don't see a point for 12 point. But they are something that it's better to have a 12 point than not have a socket at all. So that was my review, and I thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.